These are kids who, many of them were fully functional and regressed because of some environmental exposure into autism when they're 2 years old. And these are kids who will never pay taxes, they'll never hold a job, they'll never play baseball, they'll never write a poem, they'll never go out on a date. Many of them will never use a toilet unassisted.
So that's Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talking about people and kids who have been diagnosed with autism, and it comes on the heels of a new CDC study showing cases are going up.
Yeah, Kennedy dismisses past claims that autism rates are rising because of more diagnosis and different diagnostic criteria. He argues there would have been a steady increase among all demographics and age groups. Along with environmental exposures, Kennedy says that hundreds of researchers should also explore genetic factors and any potential outside causes of autism. Kennedy has faced criticism for the unproven belief in some cases that vaccines could cause the disorder and for calling it a disorder and epidemic at all.
There is a steady, relentless increase. This epidemic denial has become a feature in the mainstream media, and it's based on an industry canard.
So that new CDC study that Jessica mentioned, it finds that 1 in 31 children born after 2014 have been diagnosed with autism, with boys at much higher risk. Nationwide, 1 in 20 boys are diagnosed, and in California, it's as high as 1 in 12. That's a 480% jump since the CDC's first autism report more than 20 years ago.
So RFK Jr.'s comments about autism isn't sitting well with some local advocates and families who have loved ones who've been diagnosed with the disorder.
KFOX 14 News at 9's Harrison Parker live in Far East El Paso tonight with reaction.
Well, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with some very controversial comments on autism after a report found an increasing number of Americans diagnosed with the condition. Take a listen.
These are kids that this is a preventable disease. We know it's an environmental exposure. It has to be. Genes do not cause epidemics. They can provide a vulnerability.
RFK Jr. today calling autism a preventable disease. He pointed to rising numbers of autism diagnosis, which went from 1 in 150 children in 2000 to 1 in 31 today, according to the CDC, and says his department will look at pesticides, food additives, and air pollutants as causes of the spike.
It is definitely not a disease. It is considered a disorder because there is no known cause.
Kimberly Griego is the board president of the Autism Society of Texas's El Paso branch. She and 2 of her children have autism, and she says RFK Jr.'s comments are unhelpful.
I believe that this is damaging because it leads parents, especially of newly diagnosed children, to possibly believe that there's nothing more that they should expect from their children. They're capable of so much more if we just don't try and put them in the box.
On social media, viewers were split. One saying it's nothing new, it's just become easier to diagnose because we now have standards. Another saying it's not an epidemic, you don't catch and spread autism. While one in support of the secretary says 1 in every 26 child will have autism, and that is concerning versus 1 in every 10,000 back then. Something is going on, whether it's environment or the MMR vaccine. I spoke with the CEO of a local autism clinic about the disorder.
It's more like, start thinking like correlations. There's no cause. We just see if one of your parents has autism, there's just a higher chance that your child will have autism.
Hector Adame says RFK Jr.'s comments that autism is driven by environmental factors rather than genetics or increased diagnoses is incorrect, and attention should be put elsewhere.
A good conversation would be like, what do we do with those kids, the ones that now have autism? How can we allocate resources to get them the treatment they need?
Well, Adame also said he was hopeful that RFK Jr.'s comments will draw attention to the issue of autism. He welcomed any support for scientific funding and support of those with the disorder. I'm Harrison Parker reporting from Far East El Paso, KFOX 14 News at 9.
Harrison, thank you.